I hope the rapture does fucking come. I'm so sick of Christians. I'm just like, I don't want to go where you're going. I don't want to spend eternity with you. I will gladly go to another place or nowhere at all if it just ends. At this point, after everything that I've seen and everything that I've experienced, specifically from y'all, I'm good on it, man. I really do hope that I look out the window one day and see millions of you all ascending into the sky, never to be seen again. I don't care if a dragon takes over the earth or if Satan comes. I'll deal with that when it comes. You understand? I've lived through, at this point now, it's going to be 2 Trump administrations. I'll be fine. You understand? I don't want to go praise whoever y'all are praising for the rest of eternity. I don't want to go with you. I don't want to be around you. Leave us alone. I pray. I'll pray to the same God you'll pray to, the God of Abraham, to take you niggas away with God's speed. Remove it. Jesus, remove them. Take them. Take them today. Don't even wait until the 23rd. Take them niggas today. I'm just like, fuck. Y'all are so annoying. Y'all are the worst, most ridiculous, most delusional people on this earth. And you have caused immeasurable, irreparable. People are dead and gone because of you. Irreparable harm. Please, please vanish into the sky forever. Please go. No, but I'm not jealous. I'm not envious. I hope it's true. And you leave us here to enjoy the remainder of our days in these meat suits. And you just go, please, by the grace of God. Yes.
2 things about me. I grew up evangelical and I have a special interest in cults. All roads were always going to lead to Jonestown. And with this rapture talk thing, yeah, I saw that coming back in 2020 with the refusal to wear masks and social distance and get vaccinated. So they've already for the cause. And of course, I have pattern recognition as well. And also having a special interest in true crime is what led me to have a special interest in cults. And these family unalivers, when they're still here on Wednesday, yeah, that's going to happen. I saw this coming. And I feel no particular way about it.
I'm gonna make a little prediction. Okay. As soon as the rapture does not happen, they're gonna say it was a meme.
As someone who lives in the South, I'm going to tell you exactly word for word what's going to happen on Wednesday when the rapture did not successfully happen, and you'll hear it here first. What's going to happen is, of course, Tuesday's going to hit. They're going to wait until 12 o'clock at night or midnight. And then what's going to happen is the following Sunday, the pastor, the preacher is going to go on the stage, go on the pulpit and be like, see, God was trying to test you to see who was ready for the rapture. How many of you were ready? Were you guys scared? Did you guys need to call people and tell them how much you love them? And, just basically, what did you have to do? Did you have to pay some late tithes? Basically, did you get right with God? And for the people who feel like they could have done more before getting right with God, this was your test. So from now on, you should live like the rapture is going to happen every day. So yeah, that's what's going to happen.
My mom is in the hospital in a psychosis, a religious psychosis. She's speaking in tongues. She's saying she's in heaven. And then I come on here and see that people are saying the rapture's happening tomorrow. Are you kidding me? And as my mother's daughter, I lived in fear of the rapture every day of my life. But now I live in Los Angeles and I'm gay and I try not to think about those things. And then here I am, my mom saying that she's dying every few minutes and making my sister resurrect her. And then you people are saying that the rapture's happening. I feel like I'm being trolled.
I just realized it. You know why they want the rapture to come back? Because they're finally seeing that it's getting that bad. And they know they voted for it. And they're finally seeing, they're not seeing clearly, but like through really dirty glasses, that this is bad. Like, we were seeing it at like step one of fascism. But now that we're like there, they need an out. They really are desperate for a escape. They gotta get out of here, because otherwise they're gonna have to do so much like cognitive dissonance work, so many mental gymnastics to confirm their biases. Like, they need to get raptured. I swear. I almost feel bad for them. When they don't get raptured, they're gonna have to like do the mental work of dealing with like us falling into like the stuff we read about World War II. And they're like, And I'm not saying they're gonna change. I'm just saying they have to do so much psychological twisting and turning to stay in. They're gonna stay. They're gonna find a way to justify everything. But it's just gonna be, it would be a lot easier. It would be a lot easier to get raptured than it will be like to do all the work they're gonna do up here to convolute themselves into making reality fit perceptions and preconceived ideas.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all noticed, but a lot of people are talking about a rapture that's supposed to happen on Tuesday. And this is just a reminder that a lot of the government is taken over by people who are evangelical Christians who are literally trying to speed up the process of Jesus' second coming. And as a result, they are like supporting Israel. That's literally the only reason why. They actually hate Jewish people, but they're supporting the Israel, the state. Child, they're supporting the state just so they could like speed up the second coming of Jesus. They believe this shit. And I know like it's supposed to be like this fringe thing, but I think it's a reminder that there are so many people on here right now talking about how there's a second coming of Jesus happening and there's a rapture happening on literal Tuesday. It's not gonna happen. But it's just a reminder that there are people who are batshit fucking crazy. And I know I'm not supposed to say this given my profession, but it's just the truth. And I think if we don't acknowledge it and don't address it, we really aren't able to solve some of the problems. I'm happy that the groypers are being exposed, like in that people are understanding that a lot of the people that we're fighting against aren't just far right. They're like a secret second thing. Like they got femboys and everything over that part of the way. But there's also people who are literally doomsayers who are trying to literally catalyze the second coming of Jesus Christ. They believe that wholly in their heart, they believe that Jesus Christ is about to return, and they're doing things to speed it up by trying to start a holy war in Israel. That's actually a thing. This is what our country has to offer. No shade. Like we really have to get some education going around, because it's not enough. It's not enough.
Y'all, this rapture shit got me freaked out, I'm gonna be honest. And let's be clear, I don't actually believe in it. Like, I was raised Christian, but my parents were very nonchalant about it. I wasn't raised with that sort of religious trauma, but the way that Christianity is embedded in American culture, I mean, that is a huge part of my life and my identity. So even though I'm not cognitively upset about these things, on an emotional level, I can feel that I'm uneasy and disturbed. Like, I don't think the rapture is going to happen, but after October 7th, I got a crash course on Christian Zionism. And the reason why there's so much American Christian money being funneled into the blue and white country is because Christians are trying to bring about the rapture and the second coming of Jesus. Like, the American military is run by Christian religious extremists trying to bring about the rapture. That's why we do all this fuck shit in the Middle East. So, like, do I think that Jesus is going to magically come down from heaven tomorrow? No. But am I really tense after watching religious extremists try to bring about Armageddon for the past 2 years and collapsing the American economy, collapsing the global economy, and bringing everyone on the brink of World War III? Yeah, man. And knowing that the reason that they're doing all this is because they're trying to make the rapture happen. That don't help none. Oh my God.
I have long hypothesized that a lot of Christians are passively suicidal, and nothing is proving that hypothesis more correct than this rapture shit. Some backstory: I was raised in the church. My parents were pastors. So the rapture shit did keep me up at nights as I was a child. But when I got some fucking sense, I no longer was burdened by that belief. I see clearly that these people still are. And a lot of them, what they're describing is clearly SI, right? They are saying how they don't want to be here anymore. They're excited to leave because then the pain that they are in on this mortal plane will end. And this is the harsh, not politically correct, dark woke side of me. But sometimes I be wishing that y'all would just do it yourselves, because then we wouldn't be tortured by your beliefs that is just control tactics and barely disguised bigotry to make everybody's life a living hell, because yours is. Make everybody else unhappy because your religion has taught you that any pleasure is a sin. And you seeing other people enjoy their life and do what the fuck they want really just irks your soul. So you decide to get into the highest echelons of political office so that you can make their lives hell. But yeah, nothing's gonna happen on the 23rd, 24th. There might be a lot of, unalivings. And my thing is also, some of these people have kids. What do you think will happen to the kids?
Did anybody else somehow end up on Rapture TikTok? It's a bunch of Christians and other people who think the rapture is going to happen on the 23rd. And all I can think of is like spiritual psychosis. Or I guess you could say it's like religious psychosis. 5 more days until Jesus comes. We're almost there, guys. We just... one last milestone. I literally saw a woman who was literally acting just like that on my For You page. Like, organically, I didn't search for this, didn't even know this was going on. We've been hearing about the rapture for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, maybe even millennia, right? I think a lot of these people are just using the rapture as a cop-out to give up on themselves and their dreams and their life they want to create, right? In other words, they're living in apathy. But some of us haven't given up on our life or our dream or the life that we want to live. And I understand the world is crazy right now and it's very chaotic, but you can still create the life that you want to live. You can still find peace even in all the chaos. Truly, I just think that it's people going through psychosis. They don't know how to handle the stress in their own life and what they see going on in the world, the events, which is why you should turn off the news and social media, and they just look for a cop-out basically to escape, which I'm not saying it to make fun of anyone, but that's just my observation.
I think the most ironic thing about people who believe in the rapture, which isn't even stated in the Bible, is that they don't realize the reason this planet is so fucking miserable is because they're the ones who make it so. They're the ones who decide to judge against people because of who they love or the color of their skin or the other gods that they believe in, not realizing that they're the ones who are making hell on earth, and the reason they want to escape it so badly is because they have basically burned and destroyed everything around them that doesn't look, sound, or believe like they believe. Anyways, I'll keep making and selling these hats in the hopes that one day it will actually manifest the rapture. I'll cross my fingers that September 23rd it will happen, but sadly, I've seen a number of these dates predicted come and go, and these assholes still exist around us.
I'm already going through a lot of shit right now. Leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
Real shit.
It's true.
Fuck, going snatch what? What?
That was crazy.
By the way, what time zone is this rapture supposed to be at? Because all of us don't live in the same time zone. Is it Mountain Time, New York time, Japan time? Was that squared? Because I think it was morning first in Japan. Have they been raptured? Does God work in American time? Like, what time? That's what I want to know. Has that been talked about at all? At what time are y'all supposed to be outside waiting?
I was laughing and giggling at Rapture Talk when I saw all these videos, but these people are not playing with us. These are not skits. These are not jokes. A lot of them are not grifters. They are dead set serious. For real. And what's crazy is I am more worried about their reaction to if the rapture doesn't happen than if it actually did. That's how bad it is.
Oh, so, like, I promise, I'm not laughing at, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody's beliefs or anything like that, but I'm driving Uber, right? And so I had no idea that the rapture was coming. And so I picked up this couple from church, and they get in my car and, they're weeping. And I'm like, hey, hi, how you doing? Whatever, is everything okay? Because I saw like they were like, not like hysterically crying, but they were like emotional, right? And so I'm like, hey, is everything okay? They were like, yeah, the Lord is coming back. Jesus is coming back tomorrow. And I was like, wait, like tomorrow? They were like, yeah, I think it's like between the 23rd and the 24th. I was like, okay. Now, when I did go to church, I just assumed, this is just me, I thought it said it didn't, they know the hour when he coming back. It's been like 2,000 years since he left, and now he's supposed to be coming back and stuff. So I don't know, it's not my lane. However, they got in the car and they were like weeping, and so they tell me this, and so we're talking, and They're like, well, how are you? Is everything okay in your life? Like, we're trying to donate our money because we're not going to be here. The Lord is coming back and we're going to leave, and there's still going to be people here on earth and things are going to change. So how are you doing? I said, I'm okay, but I could always, use some help. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to turn down nothing. They were like, okay, well, we were praying and we were all in church, and the pastor, he agreed that, the Lord is coming back. And I'm thinking to myself, like, did he agree that the Lord is coming back, or did he agree that the Lord is coming back within the next 2 or 3 days? Regardless, they were like, we were just praying because we have all this money. We want to give it away. I'm here. I'm here for the coins. Give me the coins. I'm here. So they were like, we were in church and we prayed like, Lord, we're going to order this Uber, and whoever our Uber driver is, we know that this person is going to need this money. So we want to go ahead and bless them with the money. You can. So look it. So they give me like this bundle. So it's like a bundle full of cash. Now keep in mind, in this bundle, there's even coins in it because it was like in this like cup thingy or whatever. So there's even like euros, and I see some Canadian money in here. So there's dollars, there's hundreds, there's 20s, there's fives, like there's all the denominations inside of this. So I have yet to count it up. So I'm going to count it up and come back. Hold on. Okay, so I counted the money. It turned out to be $1,915 and some change. I didn't count all the change. It was probably more. So $1,915. So that's what they gave me in person. So they were like crying, and they were like, we just want to bless you. We prayed and we asked the Lord that the Uber driver that we got, that they would actually need this, and we would bless them because it's about to get really, really tough after Jesus comes back. Now, I don't know too much about the rapture. I mean, I learned about it, but I don't really remember. I think that if you have the Lord in your life, then you're going to be caught up to meet him. So you're going to leave, and like your clothes are going to just, we're going to go in. I guess people like me are going to go into the house and find the people that left, like find their clothes or something like that. So I don't know how it goes, but because there's some people, what if they accepted the Lord, but then they don't live right? But I don't know how it go. I don't know the details of the fine print of it, right? But what I do know is that these people gave me $1,900 today. And so when I dropped them off, they lived in a nice neighborhood. I'd be driving in a nice neighborhood, y'all, and I'd be getting the good passengers. So they lived in a nice neighborhood until they were like, you know what? What's your Cash App? Give us your Zelle. Give us your Venmo. Give us your this. And I was like, okay, I have all of those except Apple Pay. So don't do the Apple Pay. But I do take Cash App. I do take Zelle. I do take Venmo. And I do take cash. So thank y'all for this. They were like, yeah, we want to get together, and we're having a prayer meeting tonight, and we're going to just put all our money together. We're going to give away houses. We're going to give away cars. We're giving away different things. We're just giving everything away because we won't be here. We're leaving this earth. This earth is temporary. So we want to give away all this stuff, and let this be a sign to you that Jesus is real and he's coming back within the next couple of days. I was like, oh, wow. I really thank y'all, and I appreciate y'all for this generous donation. It really came in handy. And I will accept any more donations that y'all want to give me. So I left them with all my information, and I'm hoping I hear from them, because this will help out with a lot of stuff. So thank y'all. I didn't know that the rapture was coming. I didn't know what we were about to enter into, but I'm glad. And they even said warning comes before destruction. That's what they said. And I said, okay, thank y'all for blessing me with this money and more money to come. So y'all can write me off the house if y'all want to. I know it's paid off. If y'all would have started, I know their house is paid off. So I don't mind having a house in the neighborhood that they were in. I think it has an HOA to it, but if it's a paid off house, that's fine. I can find the money to pay the HOA. But yeah, I didn't know this, y'all. Nobody told me. Ain't nobody told me nothing. But I'm excited, that they're going back to meet the Lord. I don't know. I don't really know the details. Y'all don't get mad at me. I'm just saying. I don't know. I guess they're going back to meet the Lord, but the Lord is telling them to give away their stuff while they're here. And so they were very generous. They're having a prayer meeting with a whole bunch of other people that believe the same thing as them tonight, and they're getting together. So I might have a house that's paid off later on. Might have a couple more cars to sell. They might Zelle me, Venmo me, pick up an offering for me. I mean, I do need it. And since y'all gonna be gone, the house gonna be empty anyway. The car's just gonna be sitting there. The clothes, your Louis Vuitton, your Givenchy, your Gucci, it's just gonna be there. So I mean, why not give it to somebody like me? I'm gonna be here on earth anyway, so you going on, the glory. So just give me the stuff, I don't mind.
This is what happens when you don't call out religion for what it actually is, which is just a highly effective, organized cult. It's so cold that people think that they're about to float up to the sky. And I'm a psychic. That mess is even crazy for me. These folks are self-harming themselves. They are giving away their money, their cars, their houses. This cult has so much influence that people don't even want a hard date. What do you mean Tuesday or Wednesday? And how is this sufficient enough for you to start giving away your things? And the funny part is, these people actually believe that they're going and we're not. I don't know about you, but I feel like the judging part is a little bit against the rules. Anyway, I'll see y'all on Friday.
As someone who's raised Catholic, this is everything I have learned so far about other denominations of Christianity just from being on Rapture TikTok. Number one is that a lot of them believe heaven is a real place, right? Which is a very unfamiliar concept to me because obviously I was taught that heaven is like a metaphysical plane that like only your soul can go to, but a lot of people think that heaven sits above the earth, right? Which makes a lot of sense to me now because I'm like, oh, that's where flat earthers come from. Like religious flat earthers didn't make sense to me before, but now it does because it's like, this is earth. Hell is like literally under the ground. Like if you dig far enough, you get to hell. And if you fly high enough, eventually you hit the city of heaven. Like it's a literal place with buildings, I think. Number two is that this is apparently a very exclusive club. Like you have to try hard to get raptured. I saw some woman saying she was sad to leave her children behind, which again, shocking to me because I thought kids got a free pass to heaven. Apparently not. Apparently a lot of people, most people in fact, are getting left behind. Following up on that, number three, is that things happen after. Right? And obviously I know pretty much every religion has like an end time story or like an apocalypse story, but I was under the assumption that pretty much across the board, like when those things happen, the world ends. Right? That all the people just kind of die and, you know, we don't get to exist anymore, but the religious people get to go on to their eternal life or whatever. But no, apparently when the rapture happens, years pass on earth, and the rest of us are just like living on earth, going about our day-to-day life. I saw somebody say 7 years, and that seemed like a long time to me. So follow-up question, if you were taught about the rapture, how many years does everyone else keep existing after the rapture happens? Another thing I learned is that you're supposed to be outwardly religious, which again, in Catholicism, very cringe. You don't preach about Jesus to people that don't want to hear it. You don't go out like wearing like Jesus merchandise, like very cringe, very embarrassing, shameful, right? You don't do that. But apparently people that believe in the rapture are talking about how they've been talking about Jesus out loud on purpose and wearing like crosses on all their clothes so that when Jesus comes down, he knows which people to take with him, because like if you didn't say it out loud, he wouldn't know that you were like on his team or something. And again, jumping off that is the fifth thing I learned, which is that Jesus is doing the rapture personally. Like he's still up there hanging out, just waiting to come back down, which is so interesting to me, which I knew. I did know that Catholics were the only ones that believed that like Jesus merged into God as like one being. Like I know other Christians don't really believe that, but I didn't know that we were thinking he was still just a guy. And to my understanding, he's a guy that has like God-like superpowers now. It sounds like I'm making fun, but I'm not. I'm truly trying to understand. He has all of the powers of God, but he's still Jesus the guy, like the dude, and he's coming down from heaven and like tapping people on the shoulder for the rapture, and then they're going back physically up together. And so now, with all that information I learned, I have some follow-up questions, right? Number one, is this stuff things they actually teach you? Like if you grew up in a church that believed in the rapture and preached about the rapture, did they actually tell you this? Or is this something that's being like exaggerated by a select group of people on the internet, right? Which is very much possible. Second question is, which religious text can I go look at to read about the rapture? Like which versions of the Bible include stuff about the rapture? Because I think now I'm realizing the Bibles are a lot less similar than I thought they were. I know the Mormon one is like very, very different, but I was under the impression that most of the Christian Bibles were relatively the same, and that does not seem to be the case. So which one do I look at? Because I am fascinated by this, and I do want to read more about it. So please, if you were raised in a church that talked about the rapture, please comment. Please DM me. Tell me stuff about the rapture. I need to know.
Islam is Christianity, and Christianity is Judaism. They are all the same religion with different interpretations. Just like there's Orthodox Christians and Orthodox Jews and Shia Muslims and Sunni Muslims, all of the religions come from the same person, Abraham, and they all just have different interpretations of what the prophet said and what they meant and who was the actual Messiah and how it's all going to end, but it's all the same religion.
Jesus is going to come back for Christians and for Muslims. Jews expected someone to come back. They just didn't accept that it's Jesus. It's all the same religion. It's all the same religion.